Never cease. Jimmy Hart came out, introduced the Moondogs' new third man, their mystery partner, and his Man-Mountain Link, Jerry.
Well, as you say, Hart has always got something up his sleeve. He lays awake 24 hours a day with that little run, that little pea brain of his, trying to think of some kind of new way that he can pull something underhanded on somebody. But before I talk, well, I want to talk about that match. But before I do, I got something on my chest that I want to get off. I want to say to the people and the people out there watching, and get something cleared up. Now, we got a match coming up with the Moondogs and with supposedly Mountain Link.
Right.
Now, you know, Lance, I think the people realize that I have a score to settle with the Moondogs. They busted my head open not once, but 2 weeks in a row. And I want the Moondogs. And I want Hart anytime I can get in a ring with him. And I want that big, fat tub of lard, this Mountain Link. But there's something that's more important than that right now, and something that I want to say. You know, I've been coming out here week after week for years, Lance, and making interviews, talking to the people, and I think the people know that when I have something on my mind, I say it. I say what I believe and what I feel, and I think that because of that, I've gotten the respect of the people, and I appreciate that. Now, I work hard to. And may I say that it's not always easy, but you try as hard as you can to make the fans like you as much as possible. And as I say, the fans want a winner, and you try your best to do that, but it's impossible to win every time out of the gate. And so sometimes they're down on you, but you work really hard to make the people like you. Now, I'm not out here today to try to make anybody dislike me, make them mad at me, or make them mad at who I'm fixing to talk about. But there are some problems, and I'm going all around the bush, but I want to get right down to it. The basic thing that I'm trying to say is, in this match coming up, if I can get Eddie Marlin out here in a couple of minutes, I'll help him find a replacement. I'll make some calls. I'll get him somebody to take my place. But what I want to do is step out of that match.
Sure.
And
it's very unlike you.
Well, the simple reason that I want to do that, and I've talked with you about this before, Lance. I think you know some of what I'm fixing to say. But as I said, I've week after week, I've tried to be honest with the people. With the exception of the last few weeks, I've been out here and I haven't been honest with the people, and it's not right, and I don't feel right doing it. And so what I'm standing here trying to say now is that Bill Dundee and I still do not get along. There are problems there. There's been too much water under the bridge. There's been too many things said, too much damage done, and the past few weeks we're trying to team, but the simple matter is,
I thought everything had been worked out.
Everything is not worked out. That's what I'm saying. You come out, you try to make it appear that we're the team that we used to be, but the truth of the matter is we're not. The chemistry's not there anymore. I don't enjoy teaming with Bill anymore. I don't think he enjoys teaming with me, and so that's why I'm just saying, I think that the best thing for me to do is to step out of that match, and I'll let them get a replacement for me. And so all I'm trying to do is be honest with the people. I don't feel right standing out here trying to say that Bill Dundee and I are good partners and are a good team, because we're not that anymore.
It's quite a match, though, with Lawler, Dundee, and Austin Idol against the Moondogs, and now Mountain Link is the sixth man. And
it is quite a match. It is quite a match. I've enjoyed teaming with Austin Idol. He and I have been very successful. Bill and I still don't like each other. That's all it is to it. There were too many things said before, too many things done, and we can go to the ring and we can pretend to be partners and we can pretend to be friends, but that's all we're doing. We're pretending, and I'm not into that, and I don't want to do it anymore. So I'm simply trying to say I'll gladly step out of the match. Bill and Austin Idol. I'm not trying to make anybody mad at Bill Dundee. I'm not trying to make anybody mad at me. I'm just saying I need to do what I feel like I need to do, and that's step out of the match, and I'll help him get another partner. Simple as that.
Well, it's kind of a surprise, Jerry, but I do admire your honesty. You and I have talked about the problem that I knew that you and Bill were not getting along exactly as you had in the past in there, and here comes Eddie and Bill out here. It is kind of a surprising thing that Jerry's pulled out. I'm sure, Eddie and Bill, that you...
If he wants to turn his back on Austin Idol, if he wants to turn his back on me, and if he's scared of Rick Link, that's fine. Just let him back out of the match. We can replace him easy, Eddie Marlin. I'm sure you can get a replacement.
I don't think that's what he said, really, Bill.
Well,
he said that he would just like to pull out of the match, is what he thought.
What the problem is, but We've got a lot of top names here. The fabulous ones on the card. We'll just get one of them to move up and take Lawler's place.
And be the...
Eddie, I don't mean this to be, we won't get one of the fabulous ones to step in there because one buys a Corvette, the other one buys a Corvette. One buys a Cadillac, the other one buys a Cadillac. One gets a truck, the other one gets a truck. They are into the fabulous ones and not Bill Dundee or anybody else. So their mind wouldn't be in my business and they wouldn't want to be fighting as hard as they can. I don't want the fabulous one.
Well, that's some pretty good talent you're just arbitrarily turning down, Bill. I think Eddie's trying to find somebody of the right caliber to be in there.
Right here, the Rock and Roll Express, they're topping anybody's book. We can get one of them, Morton.
Rick or Robert.
Eddie, this is the Moondogs, Jimmy Hart and Rick Link, and you're going to send a boy to do a man's job. They're both so green you could put them in the grass and grow them. They're still wet behind the ears, man. We want a man.
That is a little bias on the opinion, and they're both of them excellent wrestlers in their tag team.
I never said they weren't. I just said we want a man. We want somebody to get down and fight, kick, punch, gouge, whatever. We just want a man, Eddie.
Well, if you want a man, you can't get nobody any tougher than Dutch Mantel.
You got that right.
Dutch Mantel to take his place.
Dutch Mantel. It's the same situation with me and Dutch Mantel as it is with Lawler. He doesn't particularly like me. I don't like him. The water under the bridge there is cold and wet and deep, so it don't make no never mind. I don't want Dutch Mantel on my side, but you can find somebody, Ed.
Let me tell you something, Bill. I don't know what's wrong with you, but I think it'll be a whole lot easier to replace you in that tag match than it will be Lawler.
Well...
Hey, come here, Mr. Marlin. Replace me, you can never do. Replacing Jerry Lawler's easy, but you can never replace Dundee, brother. Now,
well, they'll have to work out that problem themselves. I think we're ready for the 8-man now, Dave.
Just ring the bell here.
Okay.
So ago, Jerry Lawler said he did not want to be partners with Bill Dundee. Well, before the match, Bill Dundee came out to the arena, and he had some comments.
Hey, Jerry Lawler, I told you Saturday I was booked to wrestle in this match, and I'm wrestling. You're the one that chickened out, so you get your little fanny back to the back, Daddy. Well, you just get Eddie Marlin back out of here, and I'll tell you how we'll settle this. You're the one that chickened out, brother. Now, if you want, I'll wrestle you right now, and the winner can stay and wrestle with Austin Idol and Dutch Mantel, because I got nothing against them, Daddy. Oh, yeah. Believe what the king's going to tell you, Idol. Hey, you wasn't here Saturday, son. Let me tell you the real story. I wanted to be your partner. He's the one that backed out, not me, Daddy. No, I told you Saturday too, son.
Bill Dundee, evidently you didn't listen too good Saturday morning, because I told you you could have the night off tonight. So you can just go right on back to the dressing room.
Well, I'll tell you something. I was booked here. I signed a contract. I either wrestle tonight, wrestle Jerry Lawler or them goofs back there, or you pay me, Daddy. It doesn't make no never mind to me.
Money is all you're interested in. You'll get paid for your match. You can just go on right on back to the dressing room.
Well, why don't you just do it my way? Why don't you let me wrestle him for the winner of this match to be their partner? What you reckon?
You can go on back in the back, Bill. You're not going to wrestle anybody.
Well, all I can say is things ain't changed since I've been gone and back, Daddy. Whatever Jerry Lawler wants, he gets.
We'll be back with tag team action, 6-man action, as a matter of fact, as the Moondogs and Man Mountain Link go against Jerry the King Lawler, Austin Idol, and Dutch Mantel in a moment.
I was afraid it'd be about 10.
Well, the big 6-man got underway just about as we expected it. Biff Bam, and here they go. We're talking about the teams of the Man Mountain Link and the Moondogs going against the rugged team of Dutch Mantel, Jerry Lawler, and Austin Idol. Team of Mantel, Lawler, and Idle drew the first offensive victory as the Moondogs and Link got out of the ring, gathered around Hart, and here they come again. Got a feeling it's a long way from over, my friend. Everybody needs to know that. Bill Dundee was out here prior to the start of this match, and he said, hey, I got a way to do it. Lawler's the one that backed out on this match. Eddie Marlin chose to remove Dundee when he would not agree on a replacement for Lawler. And so Dundee said, Lawler, you and I will battle. And the survivor will stay in for the main event match and main event money. Mantel flipping across. Now the Dutchman taking a couple of them right through the midsection. Takes the tag, and the heartthrob coming after it, bringing all 242. 2.5 minutes in, Austin fires away and sends the Moondog ripping across the ring. Here comes Mountain Link, better known to most people as the Chicken Eater. From Austin Idle. Link put down on the deck. He was the so-called mystery partner that Hart brought in to join the Moondogs. Lawler tags Link right on the chops. From the other direction, Austin Idle nails him, and a tag goes to the biggest of the Moondogs. A lot of beef, the Moondogs and Mountain Link. Boy, I'll tell you, they are large. Lawler, Idle, and Mantel have looked very convincing as a tag team, though. They have just been super. Lawler taking a shot to the midsection. Broad arm. That was a right hand right on the jaw. Whoa! Lawler's out of the way, and the Moondog takes the momentum forward and nails his partner. And now it's Link as Lawler danced away again. That's a 5-minute call with 55 to go. consultation going on over in the corner with the Moondogs, Link and Hart from below, rapping with them about something. It's let's go get Jerry Lawler time, and all of a sudden, back into conference again. Referee Paul Morton asking Hart, no, telling Hart to sit down. Making an inspection. I don't know what was told to the referee, unless they were talking about the pair of bones and the chain hanging on the post in the corner of the first family. Link came in with a big chain, as he usually has around his neck. Of course, the Moondogs, well known for those two giant bones that they have. Ah, smaller chain. I see it. It's wrapped around the Moondog's hand. Crowd trying to warn Lawler about it. You can hear some of the crowd maybe giving it the yeech, as that is an expression that comes out of the mouth of Man Mountain Link. They're giving it back to him. Lawler still telling the referee he's got it on his hand, and he does. We can see it now. Back in the corner, Lawler caught by one Moondog and Link, and now taking a shot to the midsection, shot to the jaw, and Mantel comes after him. The other Moondog picks up the chain and rips Lawler with it. Lawler nailed on the side of the ring. Knocked down onto the timer's desk, and he's off on the floor. Mantel picks up a chair to keep the opposition back. Idle going off after a ring rope standard. And I believe they got the heavy artillery out. Lawler stirring on the floor now. His head hit right on this oak table. Mantel jumping at the link, and Lawler back on a ring apron. Now we've got one of the Moondog's bones. Nails Lawler right in the throat with it. Coming up on 11 minutes. There's a cover. Austin Idle gets the Moondog off of Lawler. But the other one takes over. Lawler taking a third straight shot right in the head from the Moondog. As the Moondog backs up, hops into the ring, and Mantel trying to get Lawler back to the ring before the 10 count is up. He drives off a Moondog, and then Austin Idle comes over to help. once again bounced off of the ring apron, down onto the table, takes a shot with that bone right to the midsection. And again, Mantel around to try to help his partner out. As things have been going poorly for the King and his crew, the Moondogs and Link have been pounding away for 4 or 5 minutes, 10 minutes into the match. And there goes the table. Lawler run right into that oak table. And Mantel over trying to help Jerry out. Mantel back in the ring with him, and he drives the Moondog back. Lawler's endurance being tried to the fullest as they have been pounding on him for 5 minutes or so, and crowd's been waiting for Jerry to make a comeback here. Rips that top down, and they love it. Hang on Idle. Idle brings that walking stick or piece of a walking stick in there. Everybody's in the ring now, and bedlam breaks out. Lawler nails Link. 1, 2, 3. That's it. A little better than that. The time and the winners, Lawler, Mantel, and Idle, as the Moondogs and Link continue to administer punishment. After it's all over with, they dealt a bunch of it out to Lawler during the match. He did get the win and the pin on Link, but now it's going back the other way. The official winners in a little better than 18 minutes. Lawler, Mantel, and Idle.
Jerry Lawler was out here and had an announcement to make. And the announcement he made at that time was the fact that he and Bill Dundee were not getting along, and he didn't see any prospects of them really getting along enough for a match, so he made the announcement that they were not going to wrestle together. And today you have another announcement to make.
Well, yeah, you know, as you said, I did come out here and talk about Bill last week, and I think he showed us true colors here today. I don't think there's anybody that's going to be able to get along with Bill Dundee because he hadn't changed a bit. You know, he's still the Bill Dundee was when we ran him out of here before. But I do want to take just a minute of time here to talk about, as you say, another announcement. This is something that happened to me this week, and it's totally removed from what is going on today, or it really doesn't have anything to do with the matches or anything like that. It's just that, well, it was Thursday that I found out about it, and I talked to you before the show a little bit. After all of the stuff that went on in the past, over the past year, a little more than a year, I had thought that this was all settled and all forgotten and everything was over with. But I find out Thursday, I get some correspondence from a lawyer, that I'm finally being sued by Andy Kaufman.
Goodness.
Yeah, that was my response exactly. You know, I get this, and after everything that transpired, he came in here, he tried to wrestle. He got slapped on the David Letterman show and all of this stuff. I expected a lawsuit then, but apparently he was really upset over the fact that he sent in these so-called little helpful hints for all the people here in the Mid-South and in Memphis, telling everybody how to improve their lives and their personal hygiene habits and that sort of thing. And as you remember, I came out and smashed this tape,
yes,
and I believe that's what that was maybe the straw that broke the camel's back. So anyway, it's just for what it's worth, I just want to let everybody know, because I don't know if it'll be in the papers or whatever. But anyway, I am being sued by Andy Kaufman. All I want to do is, if somebody can get the word to Andy Kaufman, we got some great attorneys right here in Memphis, and I would rather handle it another way. But if that's the way he wants to do it in the courts or whatever, I got a man named Ralph Holt that can do a number on any of his Hollywood attorneys. So if it's going to be in court, if I have to fight Andy Kaufman, then that's the way it's going to be. And I just want to let you know about it.
Jerry.
No big deal,
we appreciate your letting us know about it right here first. We do have an interview from Kaufman that I want to show, and then maybe we can get in touch with him here.
I don't want to see it.
Okay. I can understand, Jerry. But as Jerry said, he smashed the tape after all those hygiene tips that Kaufman had, and here's an interview that Kaufman recorded. Let's take a look at it.
I just want to say I've gotten some. The manager of the station has told me that some of you have been giving him some complaints about my helpful hints. He has received complaints about my helpful hints. Let me tell you something, people. Okay, I don't have to be doing this. I could be out making movies, TV shows, radio, Broadway plays. I could be doing so many things, and I have chosen to spend this time, my valuable time, in making these little lessons for you. And this is to help you, okay? Now, I've bought this time with my own money. I've taken money out of my pocket. I could be out making money, but I've taken the money out of my pocket so that I could buy time on this program, and I can help you. This is just to help you, and you don't even appreciate it. Just goes to show you try and do something nice for people and they don't even appreciate it. It's just a shame that a few of you have to spoil it for the lot.
All right, and on the phone with me right now, after you have just heard his comments about the tape tips that he sent in, is Andy Kaufman. Andy, are you there, and can you hear me?
Yes, I am.
Jerry Lawler has just been out a few moments ago, and he tells us that he received correspondence from some of your attorneys last Thursday.
That's right.
And you're suing him. Now, why now?
That is right. Look, I spent a lot of time and money on those tapes, and I don't appreciate him taking them away. Let me just tell you something, Dave. Okay? This all started a long, long time ago. Okay, I mean, I'm talking about a couple of years ago, and my lawyers and my manager, they all told me that I should sue the guy, okay? They said, Andy, you have such a good case. He went in the ring, he pushed you around. I'm talking about way when I first came down there, okay? Now, I said, I don't want to sue him. I want to be a man about this. I want to be a gentleman about it, okay? So I don't want to sue. I want to handle it like a man. I want to handle it myself. So I went down there, and I agreed to wrestle him, okay? We went in the Coliseum, we wrestled, and what do I know? I could have handled him. I could have handled him great. I could have beat the guy to a pulp. But he used an illegal hold on me and pile drove me into the canvas, and he hurt my neck. Okay? Now, he used that illegal hold. I was the winner of the match because he was disqualified because it was an illegal hold, okay? Well, what do I know? A few months later, we're on the David Letterman show. Not only did he hurt my neck in the ring, but on the David Letterman show, the man slapped me across the face. Okay, in front of millions of my fans, humiliating me. All right? Now, not only does he do that, but then a few months ago I'm down there and the man throws fire at my face and he disfigured me. He burned me. Okay, now, I couldn't do any of my movies. I was supposed to do a lot of big movies, okay? And I couldn't do any of them because he threw fire at my face. Why do you think Taxi was canceled? Why do you think Taxi was canceled?
Well, why was it?
It was canceled because I couldn't show up because my face was burned. I couldn't show up, so I'm the star of the show. They can't do the show without me. They had to cancel the show. Okay?
All right, Andy.
Now, look, then I made these series of tapes for the people of Memphis. That was my favor to the people of Memphis. I was going to teach them a little lessons in etiquette and hygiene, okay? And then I spent a lot of money and time on those tapes, a lot of my precious time. My time is worth a lot of money, my friend, okay? And I spent a lot of my money on those tapes. And I made those tapes, and I bought commercial time to show those tapes. And what do I find? Lawler stops the tapes. He stops the tapes, okay? He had no business stopping those tapes. And I'm so mad, I called my friend. I'm good friends with Muhammad Ali, okay? I called Muhammad Ali, and he took me into the gym. He started working out with me. He taught me how to box. this Lawler might think he's such a great wrestler, but when it comes to boxing, I learned the game that Lawler has no knowledge about, and that is boxing. And I learned from the great champion, Muhammad Ali. So I learned how to box, and I have a mean right hook, let me tell you. I called up Eddie Marlin, and I said, Eddie, let me come down there and box Lawler, and I'll punch his lights out. I'll punch him to a pulp. And Eddie said, no, Andy, see, you signed an agreement that said you could never step in another wrestling ring again.
That's right.
So if you come down here, Lawler's going to sue you. So he said I couldn't come down. So what choice do I have? What choice do I have? I've got to sue the guy. If I'm not allowed to come down there and fight him, I'd love to punch his lights out. But I have no choice. He'll sue me. So I'm suing him back. I'm just going to have to take him in court.
Yeah. Well, I hear what you're saying, Andy, and I guess I understand your logic. Here is Jerry Lawler. I'm going to let you talk to Jerry Lawler right now.
No.
Don't hang up, Kaufman.
Let me tell you something else. Dave?
Let me tell you something, Kaufman. You're running your big mouth. Let me tell you something, you little stinking, slimy wimp. That's all you are. And you stand out here, you're going to try to tell the people that you called Eddie Marlin and you asked to come down here and get back in the ring with me, and he refused. That is nothing but a low-life lie. Anytime you want to come back to Memphis, anytime I can get my hands around your stinking little skinny neck, I would love it. So if you want to just, if you want to come back, and he's trying to tell somebody that Muhammad Ali taught you to box.
That's right.
The only thing you could box would be apples and oranges. If you want to come back to this ring, if you want to come back to Memphis, come on, brother. The welcome mat is out because I would love to get my hands around your little pencil neck.
Someone, let me tell you something. A few weeks ago, I was in Memphis. You didn't know it, did you? Hello? Hello, you know what?
What are you talking about?
Hey, you remember Hart's chicken? Hey, baby, you remember that Hart's chicken? I was just as hard as a chicken, man. I stopped you from winning the Southern title. You idiot. You stupid. You're stupider than I thought.
You're telling me that was you in
That
Hart?
was me in the chicken outfit, Lawler. You haven't seen the last of me, Lawler.
Well, let me tell you something. You should stay in that outfit because that's exactly what you are, nothing but a lousy chicken. If you want to come back here, Kaufman, as I said, the welcome mat is out, brother. You're welcome anytime because I'd like nothing more than to get my hands on you, you stinking wimp. That's all.
Sue me, man. Hey, I can't come down there knowing the kind of guy you are. You'd sue me. You'd sue me for everything I got. So I can't do that, see? So I'll have to see you in court. There's only going to be one match. That's going to be between your lawyer and mine.
Andy, he's the Lawler is gone. He has walked out of here, and you heard him say...
What a wimp, what a chicken, what a slimy Memphis hick. He's nothing but a Memphis hick. He should go back and plow the fields and the farms. But let me tell you something, there's going to be a lawsuit when I'm through with him. He's going to lose everything he ever owned.
Andy, you heard him say you're welcome back here anytime.
There's only going to be one match, pal. No, I can't go back there because I signed a paper, see? He won't let me. He'll sue me if I come back there. But let me tell you, if I was to come back there, I'd box his lights out because I've been trained by the great Muhammad Ali, and I know how to do it. I'll knock him out. I'll knock him out. Even Memphis hick. The Memphis hick.
Andy, all I can do is repeat what he said. He said he'd love to get you back here in the ring.
Yeah, well, that'll be fine. I'd love to get him back, but I'm not going to come back because I don't want to get myself sued, so I'll just see him in court, pal. I will see him in court. And you'll tell you, and the sheriff, and all the fat sheriff, and I'll see you, and I'll see you in court, and I'll see Lawler in court, and you're not to the last of me. You understand me? You understand me? You understand?
All right, Andy, we're going to have to take a break. Let's take a break right now. Match even started. Bill Dundee came out into the wrestling arena. Here's what happened in that one.
And this is not your normal six-man because it's explosive rules. The falls will count anywhere in the building. And Link hurled out of the ring, and here comes the king. This is one that we're a little bit nervous about because the action will get very close to us. We are afraid. Austin Idol with the cane, he makes good use of weapons that he gets from the crowd, and he's going after the big Moondog. Link is down on the floor. The big Moondog grabs a hold of a chair, throws it into the ring, but Dutch Mantel has that. Moondog with another chair in the ring. Oh, my goodness. Dutch caught him with that chair. Boy, oh boy, to just sit back and enjoy the Moondog taking a pounding. But he's turned the tables on Dutch. Lawler sends one of the Moondogs into the still post. Idle still has that cane, one of Hart's canes, it looks like. Idle working with that stick on top of the head of Man Mountain Link. Lawler caught one there. The other half of the cane the Moondog has. Now the rope standards that surround the ring, Man Mountain Link has them. Link is busted open. He has that chain that he comes to the ring with, and Idle catches him from behind with the cane. Oh, it's hard to keep up with it all. Just watch for yourself because, oh, I'm telling you, this action is fast and furious. Austin Idle. Oh, goodness. Link on Lawler. Lawler goes after the Moondog. Mantel caught in the corner with Link. Dutchman is pounding away at him. Here comes Lawler going after Hart. The King going after Hart, coming close to him. Love nothing better to see the King grab a hold of Hart. And the Dutchman has him. But here comes the Moondog. Hart gets out of the way and Idle after Hart. Hart is hard to catch. Lawler running the Moondog's head into the turnbuckle. Link all over Idle. All kinds of weapons in the ring and all kinds of action. Curled out of the ring. Hart's all after him, has that rope. Jimmy Hart choking Idle. Idle's partner Mantel and Lawler both down. Idle really being choked. Hart's calling for some help. He doesn't like one-on-one. Moondog caught him. Once again, Austin Idle right on top of the table. Watch it. There goes the table. The big Moondog. Watch it. With that table. Oh my goodness. Thank goodness the first row cleared out. Watch it. Using that table. Have to watch out. This is explosive. See the falls counted anywhere. They're all over the floor. There goes everything. Lawler's taking a pounding from both of the Moondogs. Well, pardon us here. The referee brought the bell back the Moondogs stole. Looks like about everybody's bleeding. There goes the table. Moondog sends Lawler into it. They broke it. Never in my life have I seen such absolutely brawling. Dutch sit right on top of the table. Dutch about to land on the people in the front row. Watch it, Dutch. Link right on top of him. Man Mountain Link with a rope on Dutch. The Moondog sends Lawler into the ring post. Idle taking a pounding. These Moondogs and Link ain't about the craziest people I've ever seen. Oh, my goodness. Lawler's taking a pounding, but we know the king just takes so much. But with that kind of punishment, what can you do? We're caught up with our microphone. This action in the ring continues. There goes the fire! Lawler came up. We were watching closely. Lawler throws the fire on Link to stop it. The referee stops the match, and he says he can't control it. I don't blame you, Jerry. Hey, oh my goodness. Lawler, when he comes out with that fire, look at this action. Mantel with a backdrop. Hart carrying Link out. Oh my goodness, that'll be a good way to get rid of the Moondogs and Link.
To see Jerry the King Lawler in action, but before we get him in action inside the ring, we're going to get him right over here to the microphone, and here he is, the King, Jerry.
Thank you, Lance.
You're loaded. You got your crown in one hand, some magazines here.
I brought along a couple of wrestling magazines. There's just something in these magazines that I would like to talk about for just a second. I think you realize for the past few months that there's been a lot of tag team action in this area. Of course, you know, with the Fabulous Ones coming in the area, the Rock and Roll Express coming in the area, two of the top tag teams in the world today, that created a lot of interest on tag team wrestling. That made a lot of the other top tag teams like the Assassins, Bruise Brothers, from all around the country want to come into this area. And with that emphasis on tag team wrestling, I was forced into a lot of tag matches, as you saw earlier on the thing. Now, don't get me wrong, I enjoy tag team wrestling, but I feel like I am better and I am predominantly a single wrestler. As you know, it's been my...
True.
Thank you.
Think some of the other people agree also.
Yeah, it's been my ambition ever since I became a professional wrestler to try, and many, you know, I've had several opportunities and to try and get that world title, and I want it back. You know, I've had it from Nick Bockwinkel, and I want it back. And you're not going to win the world title as long as you're wrestling in tag team matches.
True.
I just brought along these magazines. I don't know if you can see right here. This is from summer of '83. This is this past summer, and these are their ratings. As you can see here in the American Wrestling Association, champion is Nick Bockwinkel. Now, who right there under Hulk Hogan, who is the #1 contender, was listed as the #2 contender?
Jerry Lawler.
That's right, from Memphis, Tennessee, Jerry Lawler. Now, as I said, that was from summer of '83. This is the new edition, matter of fact, December of '83, that has just come out. And, well, here, a little bit different format, but as you can see, here are the AWA ratings. Nick Bockwinkel is still the world champion, and there are the top 10 contenders, but I don't happen to see my name anywhere, do you?
Well, in all dead honesty, no, sir. Recognize Wahoo McDaniel and Hulk Hogan, Jesse Ventura. Yeah, Jesse Ventura's in there in number 8.
Ken Patera.
But I do not, in fact, see Jerry Lawler's name.
Well, what that means is that because of the tag team wrestling, I think it tells right here, you know, how they compile these ratings. Ratings are based on a won and lost record for the past month, quality of opposition, and the inherent skills of each wrestler. Because of the opposition and the type of matches, you know, when you win a tag match, that doesn't go down in your own column as a win. You know, I mean, it goes in the column as a win for you and your partner. That's exactly right. And so what has happened is the past month, being involved in the different tag matches, I've dropped completely out of the title contention picture. And all I'm saying is that starting after this week, I am going to get back in the title contention picture. I am going to beat each and every individual that they can line up. I'm going to talk to Eddie Martin. I would love nothing better than for him to line up each and every one of those top 10 contenders and bring them right into this area. And, buddy, I'll put them right on their rear ends in that ring because I'm going to get a shot at Nick Bockwinkel.
Love to see it.
That's all right. I'm going to get a shot at Nick Bockwinkel, and I'm going to get that World Championship title back around my waist, and I'm going to start it right away, Lance.
Okay, Jerry, we're glad to hear you talking in that direction. Not that I don't enjoy watching you in tag thing, but I think, as you said, you essentially are a single wrestler. Jerry, a wrestler. Jerry is in the ring now. And speaking of single wrestlers, we're starting out right now with a single match. as Jerry does not have one of the top 10 listed in the magazine as his opposition today, but he does in fact have opposition. We're waiting now for referee Jerry Calhoun and Dave, the official introduction.
One fall 10-minute time limit, 215 pounds out of Humboldt, Tennessee, Jeff Briggs. And going against from Memphis, Tennessee at 232 pounds, the King, Jerry Lawler. This match, one fall 10-minute time limit, Jerry Calhoun, the referee.
Bell time and off and running. Lawler goes against young Jeff Briggs.
Lawler really should not have a great problem against the youngster. Jeff Briggs has not been wrestling that long. As we've said how many times in the past, you get experience this way, but sometimes a rough way to get it.
Yeah, you got that right.
King back into the corner. Briggs, he made a mistake early. He nailed Lawler. Lawler comes out of the corner, gets him down at 3, holds him down. And Briggs should never have smacked Lawler with that right hand, because 31 seconds into the match, it's all over. And the King has an easy victory here today.
Boy, he rattled him with that right hand that has busted ribs, jaws, and many other bones, structures of the human anatomy. And by golly, he got Briggs right on it. 1, 2, 3, and that was it. What was the time, Dave?
31 seconds.
31 seconds. Hey, short match. Let's go right on into our next one, because that was so short. 31-second. Yeah, Bill Dundee, who will be in the next bout coming up here. Yes, Billy?
Who is he trying to kid now? He's out here and he beats some jabroni's brains and it don't mean nothing. But isn't it terrible when some athlete, whether it be a boxer or a wrestler, is always looking back into yesterday's? Little Roberto Duran did it. He said, I'm going to go down there and I'm going to beat Marvin Hagler, my man. And he couldn't do it. Jerry Lawler, you've had umpteen shots at world title matches, and you couldn't do it. But they always bring the books out and they say, look, Lance Russell, Roberto Duran did it. He said, look at this. I was a great fighter one time. Jerry Lawler's doing it. He said, I was a great wrestler one time. There's my name. But it ain't here today, brother. Lawler, you're like Duran. You're washed up, Jack. If you want a nice match, come on back out here, and I'll beat your brains in right now. How long did it take for him to beat that?
31 seconds.
All right, don't go away, because I'm going to kill this clan and less, brother.
Bill Dundee, who heads for the ring now, as he will be going against Don Donovan. Dave, you want to catch the introduction?
Well, Don Donovan weighs in at 223 pounds from Memphis, Tennessee. Bill Dundee at 224 pounds from Australia. This will be a one fall 10-minute time limit match with Jerry Calhoun, the referee.
Hey, Billy comes off with a jacket. Billy says, wait a minute, let me get the jackets off. And okay, here we go. Bell time and off and running. Bill Dundee. Oh! Put the hand out. 1, 2, 3. How about that?
I believe it.
He put his hand out like he's going to shake hands with Don Donovan. Nailed him with a right hand and dropped him right.
Hello, Mr. Russell. Hello, Mr. Russell.
Wait just a minute.
6.4 seconds.
6.4 seconds. No question about the speed of it, Bill, but there's no question also that you put your hand out there to shake hands with him and it busted the kid right in the mouth. Well, that was 2 quick ones, Dave. We ended up with 2 of them, and neither one of them, of the pair together, didn't go a full minute.
That's true.
We'll take time out, and we'll be back with more action and a whole lot longer. You can bet on that in just a moment.
Well, there's a look at a man who apparently doesn't care about a bad reputation. We're going to talk to him here today. Let me just preface this one-on-one interview by saying the producers of this show wanted to have Bill Dundee on. I didn't. But he is here today, and to make sure there are no problems, I've asked promoter Eddie Marlin to come along. Eddie, I want to thank you for being here and kind of staying in between us here a little bit.
I want to thank you, Jerry. I was wondering when you was going to have me on your show. Well, so I finally made it.
Well, thank you. And we want, by the way, I do want to invite you to come back because I've got some other ideas about having you on the show at a later date, okay? All right. As I said, Bill Dundee is with us today. Let's talk for a second about your reputation, if so to speak. What's the problem?
Okay, just before I get into that little deal, just let me say this. You're a smart fellow, Jerry Lawler, inviting Eddie Marlin along here, because if he wasn't here, I'd punch you right out of this chair, Jack. Then there'd be no more Jerry Lawler show, and Ron Claymore, the producer of this show, would be asking Bill Dundee to do it. Because I think you just invited me because the ratings are slipping, friend. That's the only reason I'm here. And Mr. Marlin, just like you
I
said...
wonder how much longer this one-on-one
Mr. Marlin,
has to
just
last.
like you said, Mr. Marlin told me to come along, said you got to behave like a gentleman. Well, to get back to the question that you originally asked, I thought the pond was big enough, but the pond ain't big enough for you and me, Lawler. There can only be one big fish swimming in it, and I think I'm going to be the big fish. And one of us has got to go, and it may take me a little longer this time than the last time, but believe me, friend, the pond ain't big enough. And I thought you had changed, but you hadn't changed. You were still the same thing.
Oh, you thought I had changed?
Oh, yeah, I thought you had changed. I had left. You were just playing records. I come back, now you got your own TV show. So it was you that changed, it wasn't me, and you backed out the match in the first place. œMean come out and fired me. See, things haven't changed around here. It was Jerry Lawler wants this, Jerry Lawler wants that. Bill Dundee, you were the bad boy, not Jerry Lawler. You were the one backed out the first time, friend, not me.
The only reason I stepped aside in the match, just as I said, you know, you and I used to be one of the top tag teams ever in any part of the country. The chemistry was right. I mean, it was just, I knew your moves, you knew mine, and we clicked as a tag team. That situation, that chemistry is no longer there, and I think, Bill, and I wasn't doing it to try, I'm not trying to make people mad at you, I'm not trying to make them like me and dislike you. All I'm saying is that the chemistry is no longer there. I don't feel comfortable being your partner. I don't think you feel comfortable being my partner. There's a personality conflict. It's as simple as that. If it goes into something more, that's fine. Now, if you think that that I've got Eddie Marlin here to keep you from punching me in the nose, you got another thing coming. I do have him here to hopefully keep you from making a fool out of yourself here on television,
well,
as you've proven and as you've done lately, like you did with Tommy Rogers. What was the? Maybe you could explain that real briefly. Here's a guy who comes out on an interview. You're fixing to have a championship match. He wishes you luck. Says, "May the best man win." You slap him in the face. What's your explanation for that?
Well, just like I explained that day, I've seen you do it a million times, then you go back from me and say, I wish I had never said that out there. Sometimes you say things that you really don't mean out there on that television. And Tommy Rogers, just when he said, there's nothing you could say or do to make me fight today, I wanted to find out. And it was true. He didn't want to fight to that. He comes on the big white horse, Jerry the King Lawler, and Tommy Rogers thought he was a world beater. See how you have the effect on that, people, Lawler? You had him believing he was something he wasn't. He come down there the last week, and he lost his little old title. Thanks to you, friend.
Okay. We have a segment on here where we do viewer mail. I brought along a letter here, and we're going to listen. I wanted you to get a chance to listen to this while you're here, and maybe to let the people realize that it wasn't me who changed. We're going to find out who really changed. This is from Vanessa Darnell in a place called Hornbeak, Tennessee. She had a question for Steve Kern, and it said, over a year ago, you and Bill Dundee formed one of the best tag teams in this area. When you had your arm hurt in a Texas death match and thought you might not ever wrestle again, Bill was with you the whole time. What do you think of Bill now? Do you think he'll stay the way he is? I'm asking you because I haven't heard much from the fabulous ones on this subject. Let's listen to their answer.
Well, thank you, Vanessa. That's kind of a different question to be asked, although I have been asked that by a few other fans, and the answer is kind of simple. I think Bill Dundee is a changed man, but I watched him change not just a year ago. I watched him change through the past 2 years when first coming here. I heard all over the country about superstar Bill Dundee, his popularity, how a lot of it was starting to go to his head, how the fans were all congratulating him all the time and putting him over and making him sound like a big superstar. I think that the superstar part started to go to his head too. But I noticed a change in Bill Dundee in the past 2 years. I watched him start slowly sliding, going downhill, start backing up, start getting away from situations where he used to stand up and face them. And I'll tell you this. My opinion of Bill Dundee is he reminds me of somebody, and I just can't put my finger on it. What's that guy's name, Stan, on Fantasy Island? That little guy with the black hair?
Tattoo.
Tattoo, that's it. Dundee, you remind me of Tattoo. As a matter of fact, I believe we'll nickname you Tattoo from now on. You've got some problem, and I believe it's a short man's complex. I believe your complex is in your size. You try to stand up and match up to everybody. Ever since I came into this area, you always looked up at me, you know, and say, how's it feel to be that tall, Steve? Well, I'll tell you something, Dundee. It ain't how tall you are. It's what you've got right here. Jackie Fargo taught us one thing. It's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. So just remember this. We've got our eye on you, Dundee. We know all the little tricks you're going to pull. You came in here from Australia years back with another guy, and you wreaked havoc all over this area. Then you switched because your partner was gone. But we haven't forgotten. I heard about you a lot. And all I can say, Vanessa, if you think that Bill Dundee is a great wrestler or a great man in any way, you're sadly mistaken. Because Tattoo has taken a new route. What did he say the other night that made him stand out so much when he was in Memphis Coliseum, grabbed the microphone, running around like a crazy man? What was that he was saying?
The plane, boss, the plane.
See you, Tattoo.
Now, can you listen to two jerks like that? I carried him for a year now. He's got an old drunk Jackie Fargo telling him how big and bad he is. He got Stan the Man Lang carrying him on his back, and he's telling everybody how great he was. See how it says every time they ask, well, Dundee and Curran was great.
Bill.
Dundee and Lawler was great. Always Dundee and somebody, brother. From now on, it's going to be just Bill Dundee. It's great. Them two jerks is nothing.
Okay, that's fine. I see there's no change in your mind. We want to thank you, and especially thank you, Eddie, for being here. And maybe at a later date, we'll have you back on. Right now, we're going to have to take a break. We're going to be back with more of the Jerry Lawler Show, hopefully a little more pleasant after these words. And you people starve to death because you're too ignorant, you're too stupid, you're too asinine to grow your own food. You're too busy building bombs and building missiles. Well, let me tell you something, Russian. I'll tell you another bit of freedom we got. We got the freedom to show a stupid movie that's coming on like the day after. And what that movie, I think, if you ask me, I think there's some sort of communist plot behind that, because what that movie is designed to do is to make the American people afraid of the Russians. Well, let me tell you something. I'm not going to watch the stinking movie, and I don't think anybody else should watch it, because I'm not afraid of you, Russian, and the Americans are not afraid of Russia, and we'll kick your butt any day of the week, brother. And you're going to find that out when you step in the ring with me. I want you to know that, Russian.
Well, I got a feeling that when the activity gets going, and Lawler does beat the Russian invader, it's going to be a little more than just a wrestling match. Dave, let me slide around the 100 pounds of wheat over here. We're about ready for the action in there. And let me disappear a second. Okay. Buddy Landell will be meeting the king. Landell himself, a Mid-America title holder. And
this is a non-title match, but an interesting one nonetheless, in that we've got champion against champion here. Mid-America champion against the Southern champion.
Lawler telling Buddy Landell, come on out. Andy Kaufman takes off. He came out and Lawler said, hey, let's get it on right here, right now. This will not be a title match, by the way, Davey, as you well know, but we'll tell the folks that it's a one-fall, 10-minute time limit bout. Kaufman out here stirring up trouble and staying as far away from the ring as he can because he didn't want to get next to Jerry Lawler. And now the official introductions, Dave.
It's going to be one fall, 10-minute time limit. Introducing from Florida at 224 pounds, the Mid-America champion, Buddy Landell. And going against him from Memphis, Tennessee, 232 pounds, the AWA Southern Heavyweight Champion, the King, Jerry Lawler. This match, one fall, 10-minute time limit. Referee Jerry Calhoun.
Hey, this will be an interesting one, too. Landell, who has got a big mouth, but
Excuse me.
Oh,
Buddy Landell.
That's right, look at that. Here we go. Here's that dumb Memphis hick, Jerry Lawler. He's so stupid, Lance. You know, you'd think he would have learned by now not to tangle with the brains of Hart and Kaufman. Let me tell you something. You'd think he would have learned his lesson. I thought I taught him over and over again. That one time he hurt me, but I've got him back so many times, and I've taught him his lesson, and you'd think he would have learned by now. And he still wants to come after me. Look at that.
He's such over here far from the ring and say what you want.
He'd better stay in that ring, because if not, that my friend is going to beat him up. He's going to stay in that ring.
Buddy Landell throws him back.
And let me tell you something. If he does get to me, I'll sue him. I'll sue him for everything he's worth. He lays one finger on me. He's nothing. He's nothing. See, he's big, okay? He has a lot of brawn, but he has no brains, Lance. All he's used to doing is plowing fields in the farm. Look at that. Oh, Lawler, what's the matter now? What's the matter now? Hey, Lawler!
You're hiding just a minute.
Shut up. If you don't know what you're doing announcing, Russell. I've seen wrestling all over the country. I've been in wrestling rings all over the place. I've seen announcers in every territory, in every state of the union. Let me tell you, you are the worst announcer I have ever seen.
Thank you,
Russell.
Andy.
Yeah, you're welcome.
At least I'm working.
Listen, Mr. Russell, let me tell you something. You know, I don't notice you getting in the ring like me.
No.
I had the guts to get in the ring.
Choice.
I had the
That's
guts
your
to get.
choice.
Yeah, well, I had the
stand-
guts.
Oh.
I had the guts to get in the ring. Okay, Russell.
Landell sets him over the top of the...
You know something, Russell? If you were a real man, maybe you'd get in the ring. At least I showed that I was a man. I could get in the ring.
Well, the next time you get in with Jerry Lawler, that'll be interesting to see just how long you stay there. Lawler now, let's get down to Landell.
I can outsmart Lawler any day of the week. I'm not afraid of that man.
Okay. Standing side headlock, Landell with a king.
See, now look at that. See, this perfect scientific hold. He doesn't have to use a pile driver. He doesn't have to use illegal holds. He doesn't have to use his fists like the dumb hick Lawler. He uses scientific headlocks. Hey, he's using the top rope. See, that's what I mean. Lawler's using the top rope. That's illegal.
Lawler put Landell on the top rope.
He put him on the top rope. That's
right.
illegal. He's not allowed to do that. See, I'm talking from ring experience, Russell, okay? I'm talking from ring experience. I have been in the ring, and I've been in the ring with this guy, Lawler. I've been in the ring with a lot of people, okay? I have been in the ring several times. You've never been in the ring, so you can just keep your mouth shut. You don't know from experience. I know from experience, and that's what I'm talking from. I am an experienced person when it comes to this. You're just a running off at the mouth. That's what you do, just running off at
You
the
have
mouth.
also been in the hospital.
That's right. That's the injuries I have to take.
Lawler and Buddy Landell
He's
were
using the
about
fist.
3 minutes
Lawler
in.
just used the fist. Hey, referee, why don't you wise up? He used his fist. He used his fist. Okay, now you're seeing some real wrestling. Now you're seeing some real wrestling. And Russell, I didn't appreciate that crack about working, okay? I'm working, okay? That was a closed fist. Okay, stop the match right now. Stop the match right now. You are disqualified.
Thank you, Jerry. Kaufman takes off.
I want that man disqualified right now. I want him disqualified right now. Because he used his fist and he tried to come after me. He uses the fist. He used his fist. He's not allowed to. Hey, Calhoun, how much is he paying you, huh? He's a fucking right from Calhoun.
Here comes Lawler out of the ring after Kaufman and Hart. Landell catches him from behind and nails him down on the floor. While Jerry was concentrating on Andy Kaufman, and now, of course, you can see everybody jumps on. Kaufman up and down, acting like an idiot about Landell throwing him down on the
beat his brains out,
floor.
man.
Landell
Beat
has him back in the ring.
out.
Talking about using fists, now you saw him using fists.
He's not using the open hand. He's doing the fair square. There he goes, elbow slam. Tried to do what he tried to do.
He was trying to get you to leave the area is what I think he was trying to do. Landell slamming away on the king.
All right. And another one into the turnbuckle. There we go.
We're halfway through the action, 5 minutes into the one fall, 10-minute time
There
limit.
he goes. Into the turnbuckle. Into the turnbuckle. There we go.
And now Lawler.
He pulled his hair. He pulled his hair. That was hair. That was hair. That was hair. Fist.
The shrieking you hear is from Andy Kaufman, who is Hart's special guest at the First Family Victory Party today. Landell slammed down, center of the ring. Lawler flying off the rope. Nails him with the right hand. It's going to be a disqualification. Jimmy Hart jumps in the ring. Lawler nails him. From behind, Landell bangs him.
All right. Here we go. Here we go.
Hart in there, and the Russian invader out. He comes over, he picked up that 100-pound bag of wheat. Come on, bring it up.
such a big man now, are you, Lawler?
Down on his head. Come on, get him out.
All right!
Everybody jumping on somebody when he's down. Oh, man, he crushed Lawler with that. He just smashed him with
Jerry Lawler, you want the weed, you got your weed. I don't need that thinking weed. The Russian people don't need that thinking weed.
Okay,
you take it home and feed your children with it.
Take him out with you. Jerry down in the ring. It's going to be a disqualification when Hart jumped in there, and now Giant Frazier and Coco and some of the guys coming out to get the King out of the ring. I'll tell you what, we're going to take time out and see if they can get Jerry back there, and we'll go check on him and see if we can get the ring cleaned up a little bit, as he was really bashed. That doggone thing was a 100-pound sack, and he slammed it down on him. We'll take time out. We'll be back in just a moment. The King back out, looking a little better than he did a moment ago. But
Let me tell that stinking Russian invader one thing, brother. We got a little bag and we got a little bit of this wheat left, and I want to tell you something. I'm going to bring this with me down to that ring this week. And there's a little bit of this wheat left in here, and I promise you, you're going to eat this wheat, Russian, through the other end, brother. I guarantee you that. Because I'm not scared of you one bit. And I'm going to prove it to you. When we get in that ring, we're going to see what a Russian can do to America. And I promise you, brother, you're going to eat this one way or the other.
Okay, the King, and rightfully a little disturbed about the entire affair, and I don't want to be the Russian invader regardless how big he is. Well, here comes the King back out, looking a little better than he did a moment ago. But
Let me tell that stinking Russian invader one thing, brother. We got a little bag and we got a little bit of this wheat left, and I want to tell you something. I'm going to bring this with me down to that ring this week. And there's a little bit of this wheat left in here, and I promise you, you're going to eat this wheat, Russian, through the other end, brother. I guarantee you that. Because I'm not scared of you one bit. And I'm going to prove it to you. When we get in that ring, we're going to see what a Russian can do to America. And I promise you, brother, you're going to eat this one way or the other.
okay, the King, and rightfully a little disturbed about the entire affair, and I don't want to be the Russian invader regardless how big he is. What I was saying, Dave, and after Jerry making the announcement last week, I believe it was, or a couple of weeks ago, that he was going to concentrate on single matches in the title defense, and of course he now has the Southern title back, and I know he's looking for ranking in the national thing. We took out some of the material of the King from current and old days too, and put it to a little music called Mean Streak. Let's look at the King in action.
Temperature's rising, I blow up fuse. I got a secret weapon that I can't use. I got a mean streak, and I'm looking for a fight. I got a mean streak, it's in the air tonight. I got a mean streak, I'm like Jekyll and Hyde. I got a mean streak that I just can't deny. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Bring on all comers and I'll take them all. Bring on the muscles, lift all those weights. I know how to win and I'll do what it takes. Stack the odds against me, 'cause I like it that way. Russian roulette is the game I play. I just can't myself every day. I got a mean streak, and I'm looking for a fight. I got a mean streak. It's in the air tonight. I got a mean streak. I'm like Jekyll and Hyde. I got a mean streak that I just can't deny. Most of the time I feel pretty calm. Then it comes over me. That strange sensation that I can't control. That's telling me that I can't be me. I've got a mean streak. Got a mean streak. It's in the air tonight. I got a mean streak. I'm like Jekyll and Hyde. I got a mean streak that I just can't deny.
Are looking forward to this particular match, a Southern Heavyweight Championship, and it is officially underway. A classic confrontation. Jerry Lawler, Bill Dundee. I'm looking forward to sitting back and watching this classic confrontation of two of the greatest wrestlers in professional wrestling history. Lawler with some words toward Hart. How many times? No telling. They've given everything they have, both of them. Been hurt by each other, Dundee and Lawler, the king and the superstar. I'd come a long way to see this one. Looking forward to it. Lawler has Dundee in the corner, and Lawler with the right fist. Dundee comes back, and you can expect more of the same. Lawler and Dundee in action. Former partners, with Bill Dundee's change in attitude and change in philosophy in wrestling, anything can happen. Armbar by Dundee. Caught Lawler with a right hand, and Lawler returns one and puts Dundee down, and Dundee says, let me get out of here. One of the hardest right hands in professional wrestling by a master in the king. The referee starts the count. He's at the count of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and Bill Dundee back in, and out he goes. Lawler upset at Dundee's complete failure to stay in the ring. Dundee back in the ring, the crowd counting a little faster than Dundee, or a little faster than Calhoun. Jimmy Hart's out here. Dundee ducks away, and he comes out. Lawler out of the way. And back in the corner, Lawler, Dundee, referee getting between them. He's trying to control this match. Oh, I feel sorry for him. Jerry telling Calhoun just to stay out of the way. But Jerry doing his job. The referee, when these two people collide, has a hard time of it. Lawler grabs a hold of the foot. Dundee makes a mistake that could be critical. Could put him down to the canvas. Hard distracting him. Lawler ducks him down, and And Jerry tried to set with a fist. Dundee was going to roll away. Lawler caught it and held up. Good move by Jerry. Weight advantage, 234 with Lawler. Dundee weighs 214. So Lawler with the advantage as far as weight is concerned, and Dundee grabs a hammer. Dundee with that hammer in the boot. Time-wise, 5 minutes, 45 seconds. Dundee slips the hammer to Hart, and Lawler slips out of the ring. Jerry's being cautious. Dundee making comments to the crowd. Grabs a microphone from the ring. Dundee, I don't know. Once again, Lawler talking to referee Jerry Calhoun. Come on, Bill. Dundee. Dundee better concentrate on Lawler. What a confrontation. 7 minutes worth. Unbelievable action. Once again, uh-oh. Into the throat of Lawler. Dundee stole the hammer. Dundee. On top of Lawler, too close to the rope. Dundee has Lawler in the corner. Hip toss, a big one. Oh, caught him with a big right. Dundee with a little strut. Lawler down. Dundee drops the elbow. 1, 2. Oh. Close as it could come. Right hand. Vicious. Never seen anything like it when these two go after it. Oh! Dundee flat ran into Lawler, took Lawler down, boot to the top of the head. The superstar, Lawler's hurting. Boot to the top of the head again. Dundee in with the camel clutch. Too close to the rope. Jerry's trying to break it without going for the extra rope. Now he reaches out. Referee will have to call it for the break. Oh, right hand. Now Hart, Jimmy Hart, all over Jerry Lawler. Dundee distracting the referee. Now we can see why Hart's out here. Sent back to the chair by the referee. Camel clutch, this time further away from the ropes, too far away from the ropes. Referee Jerry Calhoun checking for a submission. Approaching 10 and a Southern heavyweight title defense by Jerry Lawler. Vicious kick. Dundee all over him. Lawler receiving a pounding. Dundee officially at 10. Now Hart distracting. This is legal. Can't do it off the top. Referee being distracted by Hart. This is definitely against the rules. Dundee slides down. Oh, my goodness. Dundee smile all the way across his face. Oh. Count of 2. Unbelievable. Dundee, former champion. 1, 2. Very close. Hart complaining about his count that was too slow. Dundee goes with the arm bar. Oh, right to the top of the head. Bill caught him. All over Jerry. Dundee's giving it everything he has. Right in. Down that strap goes. Look at Lawler. Kick to the midsection. Right hand. Right hand. Right hand. And one more puts Dundee down. Hard up. Lawler connects with him. Hart's out of it. Lawler's got Dundee right where he wants him. With that fist. He's got him. Pounding away at 11:33. Jerry Lawler. He put a many away this way. I'm telling you, second rope pounding. Referee down. Hey, Russian invader. Referee calls for the bell. 11 minutes, 49 seconds. A disqualification, I am sure. They're all over him. Dundee and Russian invader. Hart. Lawler's put down to the canvas. Dundee. Russian invader. Here comes Dutch. Mantel with the bullwhip. Watch out. That'll clear it. He got him. He'll clear the ring out in a hurry. That away. Mantel. Dundee didn't win the match. A disqualification for the Russian invader. A disqualification as Russian invader came in when Dundee was flat beat. Lawler came down on the second rope. Count of 3. Could have been his, it looked like. Russian invader came in, interfered. Lawler and the invader, bad feelings and activities between them.
That thing is up there for. I have no idea. I do not know him. Never saw him Marlin selling into Papa. He cannot stay at ringside. He must go to the back. Remark, yeah. The bell has sounded, and boy, what an anticipation for this one. The King and Macho Man, Randy Savage, inside the cage, and they're tying it up with a Southern heavyweight crown. From Lawler. Puts him down on a canvas. And the only other meeting in history that these two have had, Savage poured it on Lawler, Lawler poured it right back. And when Jerry got Randy Savage in a position it looked like he was all through, Savage's father, Angelo Papo, jumped in the ring. Disqualification. Wait a minute. Savage going up to the top of the ring post. Lawler saying, hey, don't run off. I want you right here in the ring. Lawler unloaded some shots on him. Referee Jerry Calhoun enters accepts the King's bid to go over and hit Savage. Savage, quite an athlete. Ooh, he spit all over Lawler. And here comes the King after him. Savage, standing side headlock, zings him over the shoulder. Jerry lost his cool, and as he got into Savage, Macho Man wrapped him up, nailed him hard, side headlocked him, and now reverse face lock on him. I don't know whether he's got his bone down there on that sleeper side or not. It's hard to tell. Referee Jerry Calhoun checking in there. Certainly he would see it if it were an illegal choke. Lawler hooks the leg. Savage kicking it, trying to get away from it. Some kind of double rough, my friend. It has yet to begin. The time has started. The bell has sounded. But knowing these two wrestlers and what they feel for each other, you are going to see fireworks and a half before this bout is over with. Southern title at stake. Macho Man hanging on. Lawler trying to pry him off. Jerry Calhoun keeping a close look to be sure that neither of them are into the chokehold. Lawler tried to go underneath, it looked like, to get him in a fireman's carry throw, but Savage stepped out of it, hooked back in, and he really wrapped it around him. That wrist bone applying a lot of punishment on Lawler. It wasn't low enough to go for the sleeper. Straight standing side headlock. Jerry Lawler. Randy Savage. Woo! And Lawler fires Savage in to the two main side supports on this side. Savage hit those 2x4s, bounced off and hit that concrete floor, fell off on his back. And he's in the corner trying to get back up in the ring. The side he is down on, not all sides have any slack in them. For instance, the side closest to the timer's table is right next to the ring. Referee checking him out at Lawler's request. And Savage opened the hands, nothing there. Jerry stunned him with that move. Strong armbar from Savage. Now he grabs the hair. We can see it. He did it away from referee Jerry Calhoun. He's got him barred just below the elbow. That's painful. You can do that when you've got a man on a canvas because he's not as likely to be able to move out of the way. Lawler drops a foot over the rope, and that's going to call for a break, but Savage won't allow it. He pulls him off the ropes out to the center of the ring. Normally, if you get a armbar that far out, the wrestler will be able to turn on you, but on the canvas, Lawler doesn't have too many places to go unless he can roll a shoulder under or a leg, something of that nature. Savage top wrist lock on Lawler. He's not going to give it up. Randy Savage hollering, everybody dies. He's just a kind of wild-looking son of a gun you might expect something like that out of. Lawler caught the top wrist lock on the mat, but now he rolls his feet under him, trying to go up. Savage, powerful. He's well built, really coordinated, too. devil is due. Lawler, tremendous stamina. And he'll battle you right out of your socks. Lawler now turns the wrist over. I couldn't see it. I see Savage going to the tights. Lawler grabs his eyes, and he was screaming. I don't know what he had. Referee checks his hands, but he obviously is rid of whatever it was by this moment. We're at the 7-minute mark. Lawler and Savage. Lawler's eyes. Referee broke it up. Randy puts him on the deck. 1, 2. Lawler's foot is up on the rope. 2 count only. Savage furious. He jerks Lawler up, and the referee says, no, sir, you didn't break the hold. Ooh. Stomp Lawler hard right in the chest. Lawler trying to block the suplex. Savage nails him. And Lawler knocked over on the apron. And he is off on the concrete floor. Watch out, Savage goes up to the top turnbuckle. Drops down right on Lawler's back. Whoop. He was on top of that ring post, dropped outside the ropes. And again, Macho Man going for the throat of the eyes. Only the people right over there in front of it can tell. What, we are blocked in the view. What, we are blocked in the view from it. Lawler's head slammed into those tuba floors. Draped over the bottom rope. Savage hanging on. Now he kicks the King back down in between the cage and the floor and slams his face. Ooh. Ooh, ooh. That's why they call it the most dangerous match in wrestling. Risking the count on the referee. He started to hit him, and that was going to be all there was to that. Lawler trying to get away, but Savage catches up to him and bounces his head off the ring post. There's the 10-minute call with 50 minutes to wrestle. Lawler in trouble as Savage has pulled out all the stops on the King. You could hear the response from the crowd as Savage wailed him with a right hand. Foot to the midsection. that Savage had. He's going after him. Lawler in payback. The referee comes over, and Calhoun's telling Lawler, watching disqualification, but Savage right back again. Tough son of a gun. He's going up on top of that cage. I don't believe it. He is way up in the air. The Macho Man is said to be crazy. I believe it now. Comes off the top of that cage. Down in the center of that ring. Lawler moved out of the way. And the height was such that the Macho Man stunned himself. And here comes the King. Lawler goes to the top rope. Before he went to the top of the ring, he dove off that top turnbuckle, and Savage took him off. Man, oh man, 13 minutes of nothing but brutality. Suplex. Savage down hard, dead center of the ring. Savage hits both of the ropes, flip back on his head, and Lawler going with a pile driver, and the referee's going to stop him. Lawler, despite the warning of the official, he's trying to pay Savage back all at once. Up in the air, and there goes Lawler, jumped over, and Savage falls on the ropes. Savage fireman carry throw, picks him up on the shoulders, airplane spin. Continues it. Lawler staggering. Savage staggering. And as Lawler swings at him, they both go down. The airplane spin got them both, the Macho Man and the King. 45 minutes to go. Savage almost stumbles down on the concrete. He still hasn't gotten his equilibrium back. Lawler also. Here comes Randy. Lawler catches him. Big elbow. Puts him on the deck. 15 minutes down, 45 to go. You can bet you neither one of these bodies will be able to stand at 45 more minutes at this pace, although I said the same thing about Lawler and Terry Funk, and they went 60 minutes. But Savage is totally a wild man. I just don't see how it can happen. The referee breaks him up. He goes right back at the throat of Jerry Lawler. On the ropes, he's choking Lawler. Randy he catapults him back to the center of the ring. He's got both hands of tights. He's got 1 count. The referee sees him, says, break it up. He had both hands on the tights. Looked like he grabbed 2 handles and was getting the pin. Lawler over by the ring apron. Savage hammers Lawler's face right into that ring, and he is mashing his features. Grotesquely distorted. Lawler now trying to battle him off of it. And Savage again mashes the King's face right into the wire. Referee trying to get the Macho Man back. Terrible punishment battling inside that wire. He grabs the nose of Lawler, and the referee can't get him out. He's breaking the hold just at the count. But he is punishing the King. Referee just told him, I'm going to disqualify you. On the throat now of Lawler. And the referee finally got his attention. He can't win any title with a disqualification. He looked like he was going for a pile driver. Lawler shot one right. His second one missed him. Lawler goes for a pile driver, and the referee blocks that. Ooh, low bridge Lawler and put him on the deck. Of course, there's a perfect chance for Savage to say, hey, I didn't do it intentionally. He was trying to pile drive me. But we got our own idea about this wild man. Kind of won. Lawler just makes it out. The King running out of steam. 18 minutes, 55 seconds. And Savage, who's got to be burning up an awful lot of energy himself, dumps Lawler down inside the cage. And the referee kind of pulled him. Savage didn't get his full jump on Lawler, but put him down to a knee and follows it up as he is right on top of Jerry Lawler. Slammed his head into that side of that cage. Oof. Can you imagine what both of these guys will feel like tomorrow? I can't believe they've been able to go 20 minutes in that cage. Crowd getting behind Lawler, trying to get him steamed up. Blocking Savage's effort, catches him in the midsection, slams Randy into the side of the ring, and here's Lawler back in the ring, going after Macho Man. Lawler heaves him over the side. He hits the cage. Here comes Big Joe LeDuc. LeDuc is climbing right over the top of that cage. I can't believe that. LeDuc in the air above Lawler. It's going to be a disqualification as LeDuc brings it about 20 minutes and 50 seconds. But now LeDuc and Savage have Lawler inside that cage. Minutes, 50 seconds. Joe LeDuc, we've told you how agile this guy is for a big man. Climbed right up over the top of that cage. Can't believe it. Dropped down from the top turnbuckle. Now he and Savage are pounding Lawler and the referee. concrete floor. LeDuc puts Lawler down on the deck. Here comes Savage. Drops with an elbow. They've got to get that door open and get some help in there for Lawler. While Savage holds him, LeDuc drops down with a big leg. Eddie Marlin, Jim Jamison, Dutch Mantel, Hart Cruz, all coming out here. Eddie's got the key to the lock on the cage. They can't get the lock undone, and meanwhile, Savage and LeDuc just beating the stew out of Lawler. There goes Dutch in there. Jim Jamison. Savage gets away. Jamison and Dutch trying to get LeDuc out. Hart Cruz helping Lawler. And referee Jerry Calhoun with a leg injured. Well, the winner in 2050, the King by disqualification, but boy, oh boy, he paid the price in it. Still the Southern heavyweight champ, Jerry Lawler. Before you get kind of an idea about what kind of wild guys these guys are, I'm talking about Savage and LeDuc. They are both lacking a little something upstairs there because they do so many wild and unbelievable things. It is just hard to comprehend two guys doing that. Coming out, King, who will be involved in a tag match with Austin Idol going against these two crazy guys. And Jerry, before we take off on that, I would like to share with you and all of our audience here some comments that Randy Savage had to make about this tag match coming. Let's take a look at it first.
Yeah, message from the Macho Man to Jerry Lawler and his dad. Yeah, I want to tell you something from the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Wait a minute, man. Freaking out in my mind. Jerry Lawler's dad is turning over in his grave because you come to the well twice. And you left empty-handed, yeah. Last time in a steel cage, yeah. You went against the Macho Man Randy Savage, yeah. And that means something all over the world, yeah, it does, yeah. And Jerry Lawler, your dad, man, he is really embarrassed about it, man, yeah. Because what you've done is you've gone past your due retirement, yeah. You should have retired before you faced the #1 world's greatest athlete in the world today, yeah, me. Yeah, me, Jerry Lawler. Yeah. And now you're talking about coming to the well for the 3rd time, man. Well, you're crying and you're crying and you're crying, man. You're coming after the Macho Man for the 3rd time. Yeah, what do you think he thinks right now? You and Austin Idol against the Macho Man Randy Savage and a partner. Why don't you tell your dad the truth? Why don't you tell your dad that I went to Eddie Marlin and tried to get a handicap match? Yeah. Austin Idol and Jerry Lawler versus the Macho Man Randy Savage. Yeah. For the 3rd and final embarrassment. But no, Eddie Marlin, man. He's backing you 100%, man. He don't want to see you just sit down and cry in the Mid-South Coliseum. Yeah. In front of thousands and thousands of people. So I'm going to tell my partner something, man. I'm going to tell him to hold the rope, yeah. So it ain't going to be no handicap match, but the Macho Man's going to start. And Austin Idol, man, I'm just going to slap your face, yeah. Because the legend did it, and that's going to be my autograph to you. But I'm going to put Lawler down for the 3rd time and show the Mid-South Coliseum and everybody in Memphis, Tennessee, and all around the world that the Macho Man is #1. Yeah, but also I want to show somebody else something. Up there somewhere, Jerry Lawler's dad, if you're watching down on me right now, you're seeing me signing the night. Yeah, signing the night, Jerry Lawler. Signing in the night. Dig it?
He is wild.
Well, let me just say this about Randy Savage. You know, listening to that interview, I said last week that he had the luxury of having his father be able to run down to the ringside and help him when he got in trouble. And, you know, my father died in 1969, before I ever got started wrestling, but he used to take me to the wrestling matches when it was down at Ellis Auditorium. And I think that my father would have, you know, one of the things that I really regret was the fact that he never realized or never got to know that I did get to be a professional wrestler, because he did admire the wrestlers and really loved the wrestling, and I think he would have been pretty proud of the fact that I became a wrestler. And for me to stand here and listen to a piece of trash like Randy Savage even say my father's name or my dad on his mouth makes me sick to my stomach. So let me tell you something, Randy Savage. When I get in that ring with you down at the Coliseum Monday night, brother, I promise you one thing. I want you to have your dad sitting in the back, and I want him to be watching. Because I feel like my dad will be watching too, and brother, I'm going to give you a hell of a beating that you've never had in your life. I'm going to pull every stinking strand of hair out of your stinking head. That's a promise from the king to the stinking Macho Man. So you better tell that partner, Joe LeDuc of yours, to be ready, because you're going to need him, brother. You're going to need Joe LeDuc, and you're going to need your father, and you're going to need every stinking friend that you've got, if you've got any. Because, brother, I'm going to come with everything I got. And Randy Savage, I don't think you got enough to handle me, son.
It'll all be taking place Monday in there. In just a moment, we're going to be hearing from LeDuc and from Austin Idol. Right now, though, we're going to take time out. We'll be back in just a moment.
Okay, let's get into the ring. We're looking for a final action coming up here. It's going to be a bout that'll have the king going with Cowboy Lang, Giant Frazier, and Little Tokyo. Here they come. You were mentioning earlier about the difference in size, and it is incredible. There they are. Take a look. Giant Frazier, Little Tokyo. Take a look at the size difference there. Whoa! And now Cowboy Lang hops in, and his partner, the King, Jerry Lawler, ready for the introductions, Dave.
It's going to be a match to the expiration of time. Introducing at 490 pounds out of Mississippi, Giant Frazier, and his partner from Tokyo, Japan, at 104 pounds, Little Tokyo. And going against him at 101 pounds from Texas, Cowboy Lang, his partner from Memphis, Tennessee, 234 pounds, the King, Jerry Lawler. Just one to the expiration of time. Jerry Calhoun will be the referee.
Whoa-de-doo. Let's see who will be starting. Whenever there's a tag, I think most of you know that, like if Little Tokyo tags in, then the Cowboy Lang has got to tag in. And here we go with Tokyo and Cowboy Lang going at it. Opening up for referee Jerry Calhoun, saying, come on, let's get off the ropes, and right over by Giant Frazier, and Lawler comes over to help Lang out. Frazier reaching down, holding on, and little Tokyo going to drop kick him. He went up in the air and kicked Frazier right in the midsection.
Yeah, you got him. Tell you. He's apologized to Frazier.
He went in there for a leg dive on Cowboy Lang, and Cowboy blocked him, slapped him across the back, and then he told Tokyo that it was Giant Frazier who did. Frazier's had some problems in recent weeks with partners. You know, he's turned around and walked out on Staggerly, on a couple of different guys that we've seen in matches. He doesn't like the way things going. There's a tag. Little Tokyo finally found that big ham hand, and that means the king will be coming in. First ball of our expiration of time match.
Frazier over yelling at the crowd. He would pay attention to what's standing in the corner over there.
Well, he'd rather be yelling at the crowd than having to tangle with the king, I think, Dave.
Well, chances of success might be better there. Trying to think of it. Minute and a half gone. Little Tokyo and Cowboy Lang started for about a minute 15 seconds. Now, whoa. The Giant. Boy, no matter who it is he picks up straight in the air like that, you are a long way above the floor or the mat.
Yes, sir. Just looking at him in the ring, it's deceptive, as we've said a million times, how big this guy really is. You look at him on TV, there's just no comprehending. If you can look at Lawler compared to him, and then remember Lawler's size, you can just see how enormous Giant Frazier is.
Two and a half minutes gone. First ball.
Referee runs Cowboy Lang back down to his corner. And the king ties it up with big Giant Frazier. The referee says clean break, but he didn't get it. Lawler rattled the big guy with a right hand right to the nose. Little Tokyo looking up with great empathy for him is just holding his nose.
Yeah,
oh, look at here.
Tokyo nailed by Cowboy Lang.
Cowboy Lang's about to challenge Giant Frazier to get in there, too. Oh, there's a nice leg dive. Little Tokyo hooks it with a toe, leaning down, grabs the hair and pulls back on it. Referee breaks it up at a count of 2. Referee didn't like any of the action, so he just broke that one up, too. Cowboy Lang trying to get to the ropes to get a break on it. He does. And parting company, Little Tokyo bouncing that foot down off of him.
Tokyo using the choke back on the ropes here. Lang, whoa, picked up by Frazier.
Grabbed him by the neck. Lawler came over and rattled Giant Frazier. Oh, Tokyo ripping a left hand.
Tokyo with a jab to the throat, point of the fingers he caught Lang with.
Oh, yeah. Cowboy slowed him up.
Four and a half minutes gone. Cover. Count of 2.
Whoa, almost. Count of 2, and he just about was down for the 3 count. Look at here. Cowboy Lang rattles him back. You can hear it all over the studio, too. Tokyo staying right on top of him, though. Nice hip toss. Over the top. And this time, 1, 2, 3, here.
Cowboy Lang got him rolling, had the shoulders hooked down with his feet. 5:04, the time on it.
5 minutes, 4 seconds. The winners, Lawler and Lang. Frazier and Little Tokyo still have got some time, though, to get back in this. It's an expiration of time match, and it'll be the one that has the most falls at the end of the total expiration of time. And we are going to take time out right now. We'll be back to take a look at the second fall of action in just a moment. Well, one fall down. Giant.
I love Jimmy Hart out here to take care of business. He don't understand we got ripped off. One thing great just like that. That's right, ripped off. I'm coming out of the office for this match only.
I hear, Jimmy, coming out of the office for this match. We've missed you at ringside, but not a bunch.
Come on.
Okay, we're about ready to go here with
Now, come on, Frazier, show me something.
second fall of action coming up with Little Tokyo and Cowboy Lang starting it out. There's tag
Look,
on.
and he's holding him.
The
Look,
king.
He held it. Look, he tried to hold Little Tokyo.
Jerry,
See that?
he was after him. There's no doubt about that. Yes, he was, indeed.
Look at that. Lawler weighs, what, 225 or whatever? Look at Little Tokyo, about 65 pounds soaking wet, and the big man's after him. Big man, Lawler. There you go, Frazier. Come on. We got him now, Russell. Look at that, baby. You see, Russell, he just used the fist on him, man. Look at that.
Yeah, I saw him use the fist in there. You know, I guess that's part of it, Jimmy.
Frazier! Frazier! Hit him! Hit him, Frazier! Come on! Come on, Frazier, you can do it now.
Frazier challenging Cowboy Lang.
You know, they were just a little Frazier and Little Tokyo, just a little unorganized. You know, like I said, we had a little pep talk in the back a while ago when Frazier asked me to come out here. There you go. Come on, Tokyo.
That's not very good organization. I think you got a point there, Jim.
Come on, Frazier.
Okay, Giant Frazier facing the king. And remember, Lawler and Lang are one fall up.
All right, now, there you go. Come on.
And the big guy puts a side headlock on Lawler, but not for long. Look at here.
And you just saw a fist. You just saw a fist right there, man.
He was trying to get his attention. And look, Cowboy Lang climbed up the mountain and down the other side as he ran right over the midsection of Giant Frazier. Little Tokyo slams Lawler, and Lang comes back to...
That's an illegal chop. That's an illegal chop right there.
He wasn't supposed to be in the ring either. Neither one of them. So they're both out of there now. And we're
there you go.
Now.
All right, Frazier, do something. Come on, baby. You got him. You know, if I ever get the potential out of Frazier, I promise you he'll be the greatest professional athlete in the world today. The man is 7'2", 400 pounds. I know it. There you go. Now look at that right there. All right, Frazier, beautiful. See, we just wanted to build Lawler's confidence up. Let him have his fun. Let him look cute. Let him look good in front of all the fans, and then we bring him right back down. Look, he's doing what Lawler does best, looking face up in the light. That's okay. That's okay, Frazier. Come on. That's okay, Frazier. Frazier can take it, baby. He can take it. There you go. Beautiful. 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 All right, look at the fist. Look, Calhoun's not even warning him. Look at that right there.
Now we're right around a minute. He is warning him, too.
Look, he hit him south of the border. That was a low blow, man. South of the border. That was a low blow right there, Russell. You didn't even call it.
Lang with one arm. Got a Little Tokyo up. Whoa! Pounds him down on the knee.
Hey, Frazier, grab the midget and choke him, man. Frazier.
Oh, that's good sport.
Grab the midget, man. Break the midget's neck, baby. Look at Calhoun. Look at that. Look, that's interference right there, Russell.
He's just trying to get him back into action there.
No, he's just trying to get little Tokyo beat. That's what he's trying to do right there.
We've got about 30 seconds till expiration of time.
Grab the midget, baby. Get it. 30 seconds. Get the midget, man. You can win the match, baby. Get the midget.
Giant Frazier going in the ring.
I'll tell you what. If Frazier ever gets his hand on the midget, it'll be all up. Frazier, if you can get the midget, get him.
Our time is just about up as the King gets ready to
Frazier, get
tangle.
mad, get mad. There you go. Now he's getting mad. Finally. Come on, Frazier. Come on, there you go, baby.
And it'll be a one-fall victory for Lawler and Lang as our time is up.
I'll tell you what, Russell, it may take me a month, it may take me a year, but one day I'm going to turn Frazier into a killer, a powerhouse. I promise you this. He's got the size, he's got the strength to do something.
Okay, Jimmy, well, it's all over with. Our time is up in this match.
Well, I'm going back to my office.
Well, good, Jim. You just have a nice day in your office as...
We caught Austin Idol at the Mid-South Coliseum before you got away. I appreciate you waiting on us, and I apologize for the acoustics, but the importance of finding out about this was such that we'll go with the acoustics the way they are. Coming up the day after Christmas on the 26th, it is already definite and signed. Jerry Lawler, Austin Idol, the King and the Universal Heartthrob will be battling each other to find out who will be facing Nick Bockwinkel, the world heavyweight champion. It comes down to that. The international champion, Austin Idol, the southern heavyweight champion, Jerry Lawler, a battle between you two guys on the 26th at the Coliseum to find out who will be going against Nick Bockwinkel. This is something, Austin. I just can't hardly believe it.
Well, it really is, Lance, and to tell you the honest truth, it's kind of a bittersweet situation, and you know, the way the circumstances surrounded my return to the area, everything really, it was kind of surprised me too. And then, you know, I said in the beginning when I came back here, I said that I owed Jerry Lawler a big favor because, well, he was directly responsible for me to more or less kind of, you know, saw the brighter side of the coin, you know, and I kind of changed maybe my wrestling style didn't change, but the opponents have certainly changed. Yes. But to be quite honest with you, Lance, I would have rather wrestled anybody else, believe me, in the entire wrestling world than Jerry Lawler.
But that's not the way it is, Austin. It's Austin Idol, Jerry Lawler to find out who goes against the champion.
Well, you know, I think that I can probably vouch for just about every wrestler in the wrestling profession that they all have a dream. They all have an ambition, a goal, and that's to become world's heavyweight champion. And I'm sure that Jerry, of course, has that same goal. But I, too, on the other side of the coin, have that same goal, too. Now, don't get me wrong. I firmly believe that Lawler can beat Nick Bockwinkel. But likewise, I firmly believe that I can beat Bockwinkel, too. Now, it just so happens, I guess, because I'm the international heavyweight champion, I've held on to this belt for a long time, Lance.
Yes, sir.
And I've beat a lot of people for, you know, challengers and contenders for this belt. And not just in the Memphis area, but around the whole country and out of the country, too. Out of the country, too. So I feel like I have earned my shot, too. Now, I know King wants his shot. Idol wants his shot, too. And believe me, like I'm not trying to rehash, I wish it would have been anybody else. But it just so happens that fate has thrown us together.
True. And Idol and Lawler, and that's what's going to be happening. Now, what is going to happen?
Well, what's going to happen, Lance, is that you're going to find two guys who are hungry.
Hey, who have been partners and very successful.
And friends, Lance, and friends. I want to make sure that's out front, and friends. But you're going to find two guys who go into a ring that are going to be hungry for one thing and one thing only. They're going to be hungry to win that match. And King, I want this match. I want to wrestle Nick Bockwinkel just as bad as you do. I'm not hollering, and I'm not screaming, and I'm not going to come out here and say a lot of things that I don't mean, because I never do that. But I want this win, King, and I want you to know, Jack, I'm coming at you so strong. I just want you to come at me the way I'm going to come at you. And we'll find out who's going to wrestle Nick Bockwinkel real quick.
That was kind of an interesting situation in there. It is certainly one that leads to a lot of imagination in a lot of the wrestling fans' minds. Here comes the King out here right now. We'll wait with our comments. till we get him out here, because I really would like to ask him about it. Jerry, thank you for coming out, and happy holidays to you. We just finished listening to an interview I did with Austin Idol. A big match coming up. You and Austin going for a shot at the World Heavyweight crown held by Nick Bockwinkel. I got to ask you this, as I was talking to Austin about it and trying to get a direct answer, and I know you'll give me that. Do you have anything in the back of your mind that says, whoa, this is Austin Idol, who can be a bad, bad son of a gun?
Well, you know, maybe that is in the back of my mind, but if it gets down to something like that, I can be a pretty bad son of a gun myself.
Yes,
but I really don't anticipate anything like that. I agree with his feelings completely. I sat in the back and listened to the interview myself. I would rather be wrestling anybody else, anybody other than Austin. You know, I won the title back, the Southern title back from Jesse Ventura. I got a win over Ken Patera, a win over Randy Savage, even though it was by disqualification. It was a win nonetheless, and also in a tag match with Joe LeDuc. And so that put me in line, with the exception of facing another man that also was in line for the title.
The international title holder.
That's right. So it's just simply boiled down to that. That's why many times people ask me, you know, that's one of the questions you get asked most often, say, well, are you guys friends outside of the rings? You know, are all the wrestlers just big pals? Well, let me just tell you this. They're not, because it doesn't pay to form big friendships, because of situations like this, you never know who you're going to be wrestling.
Okay.
And
speaking of friends, this ain't one.
Yeah, you're right.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Hold it. Wait,
What?
Just come over here, Russell.
Jimmy. All right.
Wait, let me just say something. I think it might be safer over here. Listen, before you try to slap me or do anything to me, I want to remind you, behind that door over there, I've got Norvell Austin and the A-team member, okay? One of my A-team right there. But listen, I've got a proposal for you, Jerry Lawler. You know, I listened to your interview just then, and I heard you talking. And I was in the back, and I was listening to Austin Idol's interview. Think about it, King. Listen to this guy. He's saying, y'all are friends. Y'all are friends. And you just said to Russell, I don't anticipate anything happening. Well, let me tell you something, baby. You better anticipate it, because think about Austin Idol. Think about it. Austin Idol, there's the only thing that stands in his way, baby, to that shot with Nick Bockwinkel is Jerry Lawler. Now, think about that, King. And he's going to do anything he can to get that shot. You know it, I know it, and the people over here know it. He'll just stoop to anything for that, and you better wake up. Let me refresh your memory just for a second here. Do you remember 5.5 years ago when Jimmy Hart used to manage, in my opinion, the greatest professional athlete in the world today? And I'm not saying you're not a great athlete, but I'm just going to say this, man. I was sitting at home, right? All of a sudden, a phone call came in, and it said, hey, this is the hospital in Nashville, Tennessee, and Jerry the King Lawler is in intensive care in Nashville. In Nashville. So what did I do, man? I got on a plane and I went all the way up there, and I thought, man, it can't be Lawler. It can't, maybe a broken hand or something, but nothing can knock the King off his feet. But somebody did, and it was Austin Idol. And when I walked into that hospital, man, there was the King laying in the bed, white as a ghost, man. Look, you had tubes up your nose, in your arms, the whole thing, man. You were laying there on the brink of death. And who put you there? Austin Idol. Your friend, Austin Idol. The guy that you're not going to worry about, Austin Idol, man. And then, just one more thing here, King. Think about this. Right where you're standing, right there, man. 17 stitches went into your head 2 years ago when Austin Idol came out here, and he was in a mask, as El Casagrande said, because everybody knows, hey, sure, you do a lot of charity work, and you donated money up in Mexico City, and you had an award coming in here. But Austin Idol walked out here, man, walked out here right where you're standing now, and your blood was all over that floor. From who? Austin Idol. 17 stitches in your head, and you've got the scar now, and that's from your friend, Austin Idol. So what I'm trying to tell you, King, you better wake up, brother, because I promise you this. I don't think Austin Idol, just by looking at that interview, looking at his eyes, you know, I don't think
Hey,
it's
Jimmy,
there,
that
baby.
was all in the
It's not
past,
there, man.
man.
That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this, Lawler. You want to be the world champion? Hey, you take me to the ring with you, baby, and I promise you, you'll go through Austin Idol. You'll go through Austin Idol like that, man, like that, and then you'll have your shot at Nick Bockwinkel. Think about it, King.
Grab that mic, Jerry. Would you get that mic right there, please? You want him to take you down to the ring with him?
Hey, baby, that's the only way, King, like that, man. That's all you like.
First of all, I've listened to everything you said, and just as Lance said, all of the problems between Austin Idol and myself were in the past. We've talked that situation over. We've talked it out. He's been probably the best tag team partner that I've ever had. I don't anticipate anything like that out of him. And even if it happened, I feel man enough that I can handle it. What would I need you in my corner for?
Very honest question, Jimmy.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what. You know, back when I used to manage you, your one big dream was becoming the world champion. The world champion. That's all we ever talked about, is becoming the world champion. And I'll say this, you are a great athlete. There's no doubt about it. But, you know, I've always wanted to manage a world champion. And you've always wanted to be the world champion. That's been my dream, and I know it's always been your dream. So what I'm saying, baby, if I go to your corner, into your corner this week, go to the ring with you, I'll prove to it that you can be the next world champion, and you'll go through Austin Idol like that, and then I'll be in your corner against Nick Botwinkle. My dream will come true, Lawler, and your dream will come true. So that's why I want to be there, baby.
Well, let me just say this to you. It's what you have said is very true. We did talk about that a lot, and me being the world heavyweight champion has been a dream ever since the first time I ever set foot in the wrestling ring. And I want that more than anything that I've ever wanted involved in wrestling. But if me being the champion meant that I had to have you as my manager, then you can forget it. I don't want to be the champion that bad. So, Hart, I wouldn't take you for my manager. I wouldn't take you for anything. The only thing that I'd like to take you is to that same hospital that I was laying in. And if you ever come out and try to be in my corner, brother, that's where you'll wind up, I promise you.
Okay, Mr. Hotshot, just remember, I gave you a chance. I gave you the opportunity of a lifetime, Mr. Big Shot. You'll pay for that, I promise you that. He'll pay for it, baby.
Jimmy Hart, another one of his grandstand spectacular plays. Jerry Lawler turns you down, and I mean flat. Okay, we'll take time out, and we're going to be back in just a moment. Well, let me see if I can get it set.
Well, you know, I asked you a while ago. You get Austin Idol on the phone for me. You know, you've got the number.
Okay, Jimmy.
You get a hold of him.
Pardon me. I don't know whether we can do it. Can we get that? This, we'll thank the wake-up call crew for letting us borrow their telephone here.
Mr. Big Shot. That's who he is.
Okay.
There you go. You gotta work this in. There you go.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll find out whether we can work it or not. Jimmy Hart. Want to move. Where is the... Huh?
Nobody be going now.
Okay.
Come on, Russell. I gave you the number and I called him for me.
Well, I don't get any dial tone. Maybe all of those... Maybe I got the wrong... No, not yet, huh? Jimmy, we're going to a lot of extra work here to see if we can get it.
Baby, I'm worth it.
Yeah? Well, I don't hear any dial tone, so... I don't know why. Could there be any one of those other buttons? Ah.
There you go.
Oh, okay. Now we're in business.
I can't believe it. $1 million operation here. You can't even get a...
Jimmy, we're not out here doing a dialing for dollars type thing, and you come out here and insist on it. Yeah. I got it. Okay. Are you sure this is the right number that you gave me?
It's the right number, baby. I used to manage the guy myself.
Well, we'll find out here in just a moment. Trying to reach. Well, it's ringing right now, Jimmy. Boy, we are sure wasting a lot of time with you here.
Idle residence, may I help you, please?
Is Mr. Idle there?
May I ask who's calling?
Well, Jimmy, huh? Okay, Lance Russell.
If you'll hold on just...
Afraid he wouldn't take a call?
Pardon me?
No, this is Lance Russell calling Mr. Idle.
Yes, hold on just one moment.
Thank you.
Russell.
Thank you.
I'll see if Mr. Idle's available. 1 second.
Oh, okay, thank you, ma'am. Isn't that something?
I'll take the phone.
You take the phone. Well, I want everybody else to hear this.
Hello, Lance. Hello.
Austin Idle.
Yeah, who's this?
This is not Lance Russell, first of all. This is Jimmy Hart, but don't hang up. Don't hang up. I want you to listen to me real carefully. Listen to me. Now, listen. Just listen to me, okay? Before you hang up, just listen to me, all right?
How'd you get this number, Hart?
Listen, man. Just listen to me, okay? Well, listen.
What do you want?
You've got a championship match coming up with Nick Bockwinkel if you defeat Jerry Lawler. Am I right or wrong?
Well, you're right.
Okay, well, let me just say something, man. Can you really trust him, Austin? Can you really trust Jerry Lawler? Now, I know what you're going to say. Hey, you've been tag team partners for over this past 8 or 9 months or a year, and y'all are big buddies. But listen to me, man. I just heard his interview a while ago, and I'm telling you, baby, he's coming loaded. You're going to have to be careful, Austin. Listen to me. I want you to listen to me, Austin, please. Before you hang up, I want you to listen to me.
What are you getting at?
All right, what I'm getting at is this. Think about this, man. Who is the man in professional wrestling that's done more damage to you than anybody in professional wrestling? Anybody. Jerry Lawler. You remember the time he burnt you, man? You were severely burned. You were off from wrestling for almost 4.5 months, Austin. You could have been blinded. You could have been misfit.
Hart, wait a minute, Hart. Now, wait a minute, Hart. That's all water under the bridge now.
But water under the bridge back then, Austin. But can you trust him now? Listen, do you realize his big dream in his life is to be the next world champion? And the only thing standing in his way is you, Austin. You're the only thing in his way, man. Am I right or wrong?
Wait, Hart, why don't you get to the bottom line?
Okay, the bottom of this. I'm going to make it short and sweet. Let me tell you something,
Merry
baby.
Christmas, because I don't even think you believe in Christmas.
Okay, well, that's all right. Say what you want, big man, but let me just tell you this, Austin, okay? Lawler is coming, baby. He's coming at you for one thing and one thing only, and that's to defeat you 1, 2, 3, baby, and he has that shot at that world belt. This might be the last opportunity you'll ever have in your life, so what I'm offering you is this, a chance for me to go to that ring with you Monday night and to be your manager, Austin Idol. To be your manager. And listen, one extra little incentive, okay? And to show you my heart's in the right place, Austin Idol, I've got a check for $5,000 that I will hand to you personally, okay? Before we go to that ring. Because like I said before, baby, I want to manage the world champion. I know you could be the next world champion. So what do you think?
Let me see if I understand you right now, Hart. You're saying that you're going to give me $5,000, $5,000, to sit in my corner Monday night in my match against Jerry Lawler. Is that right?
That's right. And I'll promise you when that match is over, you will have the shot with Nick Bockwinkel and not Jerry Lawler. And that is a promise from me to you, baby. Thank you. What do you think? Huh?
5 G's, you say, huh? $5,000?
$5,000, baby. All I want you to do is just think it over, okay? That's all I ask.
Tell you what, Hart. I'll tell you what I'll do. Call me back in about 20 minutes, okay, Hart?
20 minutes, okay.
Call me back in about 20 minutes, all right?
All right, 20 minutes, I'll call you back. Keep off the phone. All right, we got a deal, baby. That is a deal. That is a deal right there. I promise you this. Austin Idol will be the next world
Jimmy, he didn't
champion,
say
baby.
it was a deal.
Hey,
he said call him back in 20 minutes.
$5,000, baby. That's a deal, baby. I promise you that, Russell. I promise you, man.
I cannot believe this guy. I've been around you forever, and you still come up with stuff I can't believe.